Good evening, everybody. As a courtesy to your fellow media members as well as the coaches and student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. If you're joining us on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions. We will address questions in the room first and get to Zoom after that if time allows. Video recording of the press conferences is prohibited. You may record audio if you'd like. We're going to get started with an opening statement from Coach McPhee-McEwen, and then that will be followed by questions for our student athletes. So, Coach, go right ahead.
First of all, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Megan and Marquette. You know, every time we have to prepare for a game, one of the things I look for is, who's the leader of the program we're getting ready to play. Then scheme. And Megan is elite, just an elite human being. And I know she's a grad at Notre Dame, and she's a fierce competitor. So, for us to be able to get this win today in this fashion, I'm incredibly grateful. And our team, we have been off for 2 weeks. We needed a game like this, so that we can be ready to try to, win another one on Monday.
All right, we'll turn it over now to questions for the student athletes. You can just raise your hand. We'll have a microphone to pass around.
Coach, Trevor Hilson, Marquette Wire. Coach, you preach that dictate and disrupt defense, disrupt Marquette's offensive flow.
Well, we didn't think we did it early. We were pretty heated at halftime. We gave up 16 and 17 points, and it was almost like my team was like, let's just feel this out first, and instead of just being who we are and being solid. Like, no one beats us in transition. We couldn't even match up in transition. But coming out in the second half, we just made a decision to get back to who we are. And going into the fourth quarter, I said, we hadn't had a quarter where we kept them 12 or less yet. And as you can see, we held them to 9 points. We just shifted into that next gear of being exactly who we are. And we started having a lot of fun out there because of it.
Madison, 20 points. Was it just a confidence thing, or what led to your high-scoring night?
Just doing whatever my team needs me to do. Whether it's scoring, rebounding, just leading. Anything for us to be successful, I'm going to do
that. David Eckert, Clarion Ledger for Maddie. Kind of what you just talked about there. I mean, 26 and 4, just doing a little bit of everything. Why are you able to do that so seamlessly? I mean, playing the point a little bit again. I mean, what about your game enables you to just kind of be that person who does everything for your team?
Well, as far as my game is concerned, I work really hard, but I think it's just my teammates and my coaches, Coaches in their game plan, my teammates trusting me, and passing the ball to me and vice versa. We trust each other out there. All of us have a role that we talked about, and tonight was just an example of us, doing our roles. We know that we needed everybody to win, so everybody put things in the bag. Everything just helped. Everybody helped get this W tonight, so I'm just extremely proud of my teammates.
And I think, too, Maddie has been starting for me since she was a pup, okay? There are no more bright lights for her. And my whole starting five has been in the Sweet 16. Even Kennedy has played in the Sweet 16. So we're ready for they are ready for these moments.
And then for you, Kennedy, what's changed since, like, maybe mid-January? I mean, it just seems like totally different, the production that you've been able to provide.
Just a commitment to myself and commitment to the team and to my coaches that, I'm going to be the best version, for my team, and just doing whatever it takes to win. It's just been, a huge help, for the team. So I'm just trying to do whatever it takes.
We'll go to a Zoom question here from Gabrielle Lewis.
Maddie, it seems like you really put the team on your back at some point tonight. Did you say anything in particular to your teammates about intensifying? And if so, can you let us know about that?
I mean, I just said if we lose, we go home. We're not ready to go home. Team 49 is not done. It's still more for us to write in our story. So that's what I said, and we got a little juiced up after that. After that kind of gave us what we needed to, keep going. Even Toddy was saying some things throughout the game. She was telling us to wake up. So it was time for us to wake up. So it wasn't just me. Everybody was using their voices and saying what needed to be said so that we can get the dub.
Maddie, to see what Taya was able to do, and then, Carissa in double figures, obviously players that aren't always there, what does it say about them that they're able to do that in this kind of moment?
Well, Team 49 has depth. we strength in numbers, and I just think that what we've always preached, it takes everybody, 1 through 15. 1 through 15 is capable of coming and impacting the game, so we've been really trying to be intentional about being ready when our number is called. And that's what Taya did tonight. That's what Carissa did tonight, and that's what everybody on that bench is capable of doing, So we're here for a reason, Team 49 is here, and everybody is ready to do whatever it takes to win. So I'm extremely proud of them, and let's keep it going.
Do we have any additional questions for our student athletes? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Join your teammates. We'll now open it up to questions for Coach.
Kurt Rollo, Associated Press. It's 55-50. You guys go on that 12-2 run. Can you talk about what triggered that?
I just, we just seemed exhausted, but we weren't tired. It's like anxiety. Everyone, when you're sitting around for 2 weeks and waiting to play a game, you just get exhausted just thinking about it. Like I was going stir crazy this morning, just waiting for a game. And we would have played at 8 a.m. if we could have, because we were just chomping at the bit. And I think the team just really started to settle in. And once we got the lead, they started communicating a lot in the huddles. Usually when that happens, they're getting ready to take control of what's going on. And Maddie's leadership was just off the charts. She was very vocal in the timeouts, and so was a couple other people.
Coach, what led you to start Taya today? I know that she hasn't started for a little while.
Well, in the art of war, element of surprise always gets people. Slim has started. Slim was in the Sweet 16 with us. When Snudder missed 2 games, Z didn't start every time. Sometimes I started Slim. Slim started the conference, Taya, started the conference with us when we held Alabama to 48 points. She's a vet. So in these moments, you got to go with vets unless you have elite level freshmen, And so I decided to go with my veterans, and that's what sparked it.
And then kind of similarly, we talked about what she was able to do, what Carissa was able to do. Mm-hmm. You've talked a lot about wanting a starting 10.
Yep.
Maybe not quite there, but what do you feel like that it says about your program that you're able to get that level of contributions from, role players in air quotes?
Well, one of the things that makes Maddie special is her belief in her teammates. So, she believes they can make those shots, and especially Taya. Now, Rich is an offensive, like you saw what she did to Tennessee. Rich is a baller on the offensive end. What we're trying to get Carissa to do is defend at a high level so we can stay true to our identity. But Maddie believes in everybody, and she really is like LeBron, where she rather make the right play, And so she has found this happy medium, where she gets to her kill spots, she will look to score. But if 2 or 3 come after her, she's going to give it to them. And in practice, she is on them. And so we saw the reads where they were really focused on our perimeter players. And so it really opened up for us to hit the goal and Slim with the steal and the fast break. We'll laugh about that tonight. And then anything Carissa does offensively, we expect. That's why we brought her in.
All right, we'll go to a Zoom question from Gabrielle Lewis.
Coach, belief seems to be at the center of everything you do and so many of your players, Marquisha, Maddie. Can you teach belief to players? And if so, how do you teach that belief, whether it's self-belief or their belief in others, or is it just natural?
I don't think it's natural. I think human nature, we all struggle with believing at some point. I think what drives our team is, our motto is to teach, develop, and inspire. One of the things that I'm not afraid to do, and I think it's because I'm a mom, is have vulnerability. And so when we have times together, we talk about what hurts. We talk about what we need from each other. I got into Maddie's butt at halftime, and then on the way out, I stopped. I looked at her, I said, "We're good?" She said, "We're good, Coach." So, we love each other. And we don't try to be perfect. And I think that starts with the head. I know when I make mistakes, I tell them when I'm wrong. And if I can do it, then everybody else feels comfortable. And I think that's where the belief comes from, because we share what our fears are, and then we speak life into each other so that we can perform at its highest level.
Coach Kurt Rollo, AP again. After Marquette closed to 5 late, 2 consecutive steals, and then you force them into 3 really tough shots. Can you talk about the presence of your defense late?
Yeah. That, Kurt, that is dictate and disrupt. That is what it should look like. That is where we're most comfortable, when we hunker down and we get an incredible competitive swagger about ourselves, and we decide you're not scoring. When we're like that, we're pretty tough to beat. And we have done that to a lot of teams. And so when I saw us stop allowing post-entry elbow passes, when I saw us jump into the moon and contesting shots, I was like, finally, okay. I mean, this is why I have gray hairs. But they showed up, They showed up, and they looked like Team 49. Once I saw them do that, I didn't have to do much after that. I just let them play.
Coach, any initial thoughts on Notre Dame and what it's going to take to beat them?
Notre Dame is legit. They're a bunch of ballers. The head of the stake, Hidalgo, is a dog, and I mean that respectfully. They know how to win. They're going to have a great crowd. I walked out because I wanted to see what the crowd was like. I want to say this too, Notre Dame has the nicest people. And I'm not saying that because we won. I was here when I was at Pitt, and they have the nicest people. And so they greet you. Now, they try to beat you. So they're going to love on us, but when the ball goes up, it's go time. I know they're small in numbers, but I don't know that matters, because if the right people play, they've been doing it all year, so it's not like they're not used to it. We expect a fight to get to the Sweet 16. We expect them to bring their A game, and I expect Team 49 to bring their A game. We are really excited about the opportunity.
We're going to go to the last 2 questions here on Zoom. We'll start with Michael Katz.
Cats.
Hey, yo, how are you?
Great.
I think you mentioned it early, but it was really fast paced early, back and forth. I think they took 20 shots in that first quarter, or you guys took 20 shots, they took 16. Just how important was it to kind of get the game back on I guess on your terms?
It was really important, but I'm an analytical person, so Marquette does not score a lot of points. So we were dictating the pace early on, but they were fresh early on. But as you can see, they had absolutely no legs in the third and fourth quarter. So while it looked like they were controlling the pace, we wanted it to be that pace because we felt like we could go just a little bit deeper than they could. And as you can see, in the fourth, we were able to get steals. They started shooting air balls. They started having mental lapses. And that's because of the pace we made them play for 40 minutes. See, we can play a fast pace. And so if it seems like they have an advantage early, that's not how we're looking at it because we're a four-quarter team. And I know nobody thought Kui with a 4.2 rebound night, we would have scored 67 points. Nobody had that on their bingo card. That shows you the depth of Ole Miss women's basketball, Team 49.
Our last question here, Grace Ibarra on Zoom.
Hey, Coach, you talk about Madison's leadership and you talk about a team that has been in the Sweet 16, that starting lineup. How have you seen that experience translate to confidence and leadership on the floor?
I mean, like I said, I could have started Zakaya today, but I felt more comfortable going with my veterans. And because we've had so many changes, Grace, we've had to have a bunch of different lineups. So while it seemed like a new lineup, I got about 5 different lineups in my back pocket that I can go to. This was just one of them today. And they've been playing, and I thought it would be unfair for Zakaya to start in this type of environment. Let me let her see what's going on, watch it, take it all in. That's the beauty of growth. But, Maddie has been playing from a freshman. And to Carissa, to get her the playing time, we got her. And can we talk about Yana plus 13? I know she didn't score a lot of points, but Yana took us to the Sweet 16 versus Stanford last year. So, this is postseason, Yana. She shows up in postseason. Well, she knows what to do. She had some huge defensive stops. She's comfortable in these environments. And she played a lot as a freshman as well. So we're leaning on our experience, for sure. For sure.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank y'all.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.ver.